I don't think so. I don't think it's better because when a merchant of death, I will call them merchants of death, because if you intentionally falsified or counterfeited a drug product and sold it as another product, the intent is to kill. The intent is to make sure that the person using it will not get better. You don't have to put a knife on somebody's toe before you kill that person. You can have bad medicine that will make that person to die. So when you have this type of people, they become desperate. Our staff, people don't understand what NAFDAC does. Our work is dangerous. The daughter of one of our staff was kidnapped in Kano because he was doing his work. These are just examples. Another one had death threat in Lagos. A driver was going to drive the officers to a place where bad medicine, they said they're going to kill the driver. So you cannot even remove driver from regulatory officer from, no, because we are all in it together. The work is very dangerous, but we, as much as possible, have protection. The police has been very, very, very cooperative. And then the Federal Task Force is in NAFDAC, is domiciled in NAFDAC. It is C-34 bill, or, or law, and we have about 85 policemen in
attached
NAFDAC. To NAFDAC, investigation and enforcement. So it is a dangerous job, because somebody wants to bribe you at the port. You are a NAFDAC officer. That person is supposed to pay 20 million to get the goods cleared, and you refused. And this person is part of a cabal. They may do anything. One of our staff was inspecting a container, went into the container, and they went in with him and beat the heck out of him. He was in the hospital for about 3 weeks. These are things we go through, our staff, that they go through almost on a weekly basis. We went to Onitsha Bridgehead just before the pandemic, 2019 July or something, because an antibiotic has 0 content. It was purchased and we tracked it to Onitsha Bridgehead. Our staff, enforcement staff, went there with police, and they almost mopped them with police. So this is a daily occurrences in NAFDAC. And that is what many people don't understand. That we are not just civil servants. We are civil servants guarding the health, overseeing, making sure that the health of our people is protected. And that comes with a lot of risks.
The drugs aspect that you mentioned, the issue of Kano, that when you talked about Kano, and then the Bridgehead.
Yes.
Those are 2 locations where the actual problem with drugs, things like Tramadol and so on, are very prevalent. In fact, I believe it was the former Emir of Kano who said that what is going on in Kano with relation to drugs, drug use, is a pandemic on its own, waiting to become problematic. But then NAFDAC is not the world's biggest agency. So I'm wondering, how do you face people that you've just described at the Bridgehead, in Kano? You're talking of millions of naira. They brandish all kinds of equipment and all of that. How do you deal with that? How have you been able to deal with that? Because every day we hear NAFDAC sees this, NAFDAC sees that, but then somehow some are still managing to get through.
Yes. Some of them are still managing to get through. It is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And this, ours, of course, the intensity of ours is stronger, but it is all over the world. It's all over the world. Substandard, falsified medicine, counterfeited medicines. So we work with so many agents. World Customs Organization, we work with Interpol, we work with FBI, because it is a dragnet across the world. But in terms of Kano and Bridgehead, we have a case about 2 years ago. I just got a note from an informant that 31 containers of Tramadol are coming to Nigeria. And NAFDAC must stop it. I said, no, somebody is trying to set me up. Fortunately, I had another email for that person. And I said, is that coming from you? He said, yeah. NAFDAC should stop it. 31 containers. I said, what did we do? Are they going to kill all of us with Tramadol? So I called my director. I sent it to him. Our staff were keeping vigil. I'm talking of sleeping at the ports, watching. Because these containers were labeled for bonded terminals, meaning nobody should touch them. We were able to apprehend or seize 24 containers, actually 26 containers. 5 of those containers, one first came, because we also have, our Port Inspection Directorate has a software that can track the movement of any shipment globally. When they knew that the ports in Nigeria has become hot, they turned back. And we saw them turning back on the sea. They went to a West African country. We contacted our ambassador. Please, let's see who is coming to pick that container. They knew. Then 4 started coming and heard that, oh, the port is getting hotter. They turned back, went to another West African country. And the West African country said, what is your port of destination, or where you going? He said, Nigeria. Go back. We're not taking you. So they went to the first West African country where the first container landed.
Yes.
So now you have 5 containers there of Tramadol. So our ambassador said, just make sure. Please make sure, sir. Anybody who comes to claim, we pick that person up. They knew. The good news is that we are now working with Benin government. We have just been given, this is 2 years plus, we have just been given now an approval to come and take the containers. But it's going to be now an intergovernmental exercise. We're going to destroy the containers.